segment of our video. Today, we want to take you through into how you can actually identify who a genius is, or above all, how you can know that you are a genius. Most times we think that the likes of Elumelu, Tony Elumelu, the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, or the likes of Steve Jobs were one sort of you know different people or special people. But like we used to tell you on this program, you are also a creative and innovative person. And so, but to make it a bit more simpler and clearer, I want to share with you some, how do I put it now, some, um, means and ways you can identify that you are actually a genius. And one of that way, that you can actually identify that you're a genius is when you are someone that cannot be constrained into a parallel sort of thinking. You cannot be constrained in a box. You cannot be put inside a box. What do I mean by you cannot be put inside a box? Um, you know, you you think uniquely and you approach problems and solutions in ways that surprise and sometimes even confuse those around you. You think differently and you come at your life from a place that is uniquely your own, all your own. You know, um, so let me quickly share uh, some ways in which you can actually begin to identify your creative elements or your creative quotient. One of them is you are smart about the type of music and the type of melody that you hear. You take interest in mathematics, logic, and numbers. Possibly you are smart about philosophy and you know about the existence, about creature, about nature. You are smart about communication and social bridge building. You engage in social bridge building. You engage in networking. You engage in you know improving your relationship. You are smart about how you optimize and improve your body. You are smart with words and having high verbal intelligence. You are smart with images and understanding of spatial distance and relation, and you are smart about your own self nature and self development. All these forms part of the ways that you can actually begin to look at yourself and agree with yourself that you are not just an ordinary person. You are part of those people that can be considered as unique people, that can be considered as creative people. Another point that I would like you to take note of, in identifying your genuine ability or your genuine nature is what we consider as your endless curiosity. You know, endless curiosity. There is a saying that curiosity kills a cat. But I think for humanity, for the sake of improving or increasing your intelligence, for the sake of you know becoming more creative and innovative, it requires a lot of curiosity. It requires your ability you know to consistently ask why. You need to ask the why question. Okay, you need to ensure that you don't just accept things the way they are. You need to ensure that you don't just accept you know um, information the way it is being passed on to you. You need to critically you know examine issues, critically examine problems. Like I was telling somebody the other day, I said the unfortunate thing that we have come to see in our world today is that many of us, especially our youth, the Gen Z generation, have come to have a type of mindset that I call the problem mindset. You know, we are mostly focused on the problem. And I tell you, when you are focused on the problem, you will not see the solution. You will not see the solution. So you need to be curious about the solution. You need to be curious about how do you resolve, you know, um, issues and problems all around us. Because I tell you, there are so many issues that face us as a people. Maybe in the next video, I'm going to share with us over 30 um, um, 30 challenges, threats that face the human existence, that faces us as human beings. Now, another point that um, you will be able to begin to use to identify your genius, that you are a creative person, is when you see yourself as someone that is, a little bit on the shy side. You are not so uh, uh, you know so open to all manner of conversations, and also open to all manner of acquaintances. You seem to take a little step back, a bit laid back in terms of how you relate with people. We're not saying that shy persons, because you're a shy person, you're automatically a genius. No, but most geniuses are shy people who verge toward being fairly timid. They often have so much shyness that it even gets diagnosed as a social anxiety. So when you see yourself, when you observe that you are kind of a bit a shy person, don't take it hard on yourself, as if you have become, or you are suffering from a social disorder. Okay, you need to now begin to look deeply into yourself to see what does that imply to you as a person. What does it mean for you as a person? Does it have something that you can take advantage of? Now, let me tell you, there is a research that says some 60% of clever kids are introverted, according to the Gifted Development Center. And more than 75% of people with an IQ of 160 or above are also shy. So you can imagine that. Now, another sign for you to also know that you are a bit of a creative person is when you know your own power. Okay, what do we mean by when you know your own power? Um, we mean to say that when you don't allow people to, just ride on you. Okay. Um, don't mind me. Um, I'm just talking with my partner. Today is one of our first day for one of our first official training activity. And you can see in the venue of that program. So he just, talked to me about something that I needed to do quickly. So we are actually in the midst of holding a very serious activity today, but I decided to take out the time to come and engage with you and to pass on this information to you. Okay. So yes, let's get back to the issue at hand. We are trying to look at the signs that you can use to determine whether you're a genius or not. Okay, and we have said it here that part of those signs is that you should know your own power. There are some very intelligent people out there who will never be genius or be able to share their knowledge and insights. you know and that is why it is also said in most culture that in this part of the world that the place where you have the most intelligent people is the grave. Okay, because a lot of people die with their intelligence. They're not able to share it with the world. And that is the worst thing that can happen to any man. And for us, that is why we are making this very free, because we believe that, you know, um, we all have something to give. We all have something to give, no matter at what level or what degree. And so you must endeavor to give something back. So it is when you know your own power, when you know what value that you are capable of delivering to humanity, delivering to your world, that is when you can, actually leverage on that knowledge to become more genius, like to become more creative and innovative. Now, when you also identify, another sign I would like to talk about here is when you identify that you cannot stand mediocrity and complacency. You cannot stand mediocrity or complacency. When you are in an environment where there is constant increase on mediocrity, when you're in an environment where there is constant, um, you know, display of lack of excellence, and it pinches you. It kind of distorts your thinking and disturbs your flow. You easily get angered by being in such an environment. Know that yes, you have a genius like characteristics. The other point I would like to share is If you are highly flexible and adaptable, you are highly flexible and adaptable, you know. Now, let me quickly tell you that the mind and response of the genius shift and flex as necessary. He or she has never, you know, um, strong core values and key interests, but never let these tie things down and limit their exploration. Discoveries, work, and connections continue to be made even when surprises come out of left field. So the point here is that you must be able. Oh God, don't want to put on the generator and it's going to distort our our conversation here. So we have to quickly, you know, end this video today. But I want to promise you something. We're going to continue this conversation in our next video. And until then, I'll see you next. Thank you very much. And please don't forget, share this video and let somebody be encouraged in their journey towards becoming more creative and innovative. All the best.